Again, the penny stonks happened here. So make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button and Typhoon so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. Now, I like sifting through these videos because it gives me interesting insight as to what's happening in the market. You know, we get to peer into the void and see, you know, oh, what crazy thing is happening on today's market. And it appears that Typhoon is on page 5 of best-selling right now. And you're probably asking yourself, wait a minute, Robbie, why is Typhoon suddenly moving up the ladder? Well, first of all, there is some older anti-format application to this because it's target a face-up, spell a trap card on the field, and destroy it. If your opponent has 2 or more spell and trap cards, and you control no spell and trap cards, we can technically activate this from the hand. So it does actually provide us with a free access hand trap to effectively blow out something. Now, reason for this, somebody came through and bought 150 copies of this, which I think is remarkable to see that somebody was willing to come through here and dedicate that much money. But every once in a while, you know, we'll see massive people coming through here wanting to pick up penny stonks on certain cards because they believe in them. And to be fair, I mean, depending on how some of these formats are starting to shape up, unless Konami makes a better card than this itself, you know, for popping spells and traps. I mean, we can only have so many hand traps to kind of layer us down and protect us. This is just one more instance of, you know, if there's 2 or more face-up spell and traps, you know, if I have to use this to pop something like, you know, an Elf Note spell or trap card, for example, to try to cut my opponent off. I mean, I guess it's bad that the game has degenerated to that point, but also, you know, if this is the tool that's providing us with that layer, then I mean, like, can we really be mad at it? That's just on, like, current application. Now let's talk about the Phantom Knights, a Malevolent Scythe. So, there's been a lot of interesting, and I'm going to say this, a lot of interesting choices that are kind of popping up here in the cheap cards department. Malevolent Scythe is a free detached special summon 1 from your deck, which is really, really good. And an Exceed, you know, monster that's an Exceed Dragon. While this card is a monster, you get to add a rank up spell card from your deck to your hand. So, I mean, it's a free extra search. And if this card is destroyed, you can add one of your banished Phantom Knight cards to your hand except for an Exceed monster. Because, you know, you can't technically add an Exceed monster to your hand. It would technically load back up into the extra deck. But actually just kind of looking at best selling here, and this is going to be the case with, like, actually the Sacred Beast as well. Raphael and Haman were actually on the best selling this week as well, because guess what? They're cheap deck cores. All right, if I can pick up Raphael and Haman's and still play this deck and feel like I'm accomplishing something in the meta, then, you know, you're going to have this opportunity to do so. This is why, you know, we talk about staples in Yu-Gi-Oh! Costing, you know, amounts of money, because realistically they do. You know, it's just unfortunate that, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Does kind of cost money at the end of the day. But there is budget Yu-Gi-Oh! And in the case of these Phantom Knights, the case of the new Sacred Beast, they're all penny stonks. I mean, this was it's crazy that I get to remind people and go, hey, you know, cards, the very cheap ones, they're moving up on the top of the ladders because we're looking at current trends right now. You know, people are looking at Phantom Knights, they're going, oh, you know, this is an actual opportunity for me to get to play the deck. You know, I didn't get to play Phantom Knights the last time they were around. Maybe they're not the greatest deck in the world, but, you know, it's definitely something to kind of have fun with. And then, theorize past a lull. So, Ars Magna this, many curious that, you know, what about, you know, all of the, what about the power-ups that are coming with that? Well, we know as soon as the Ars Magna stuff touches down, there is going to be an entirely new world of ideas that we will be able to kind of branch out into and be able to kind of explore. And I think that that's really, really cool. I like the idea that the Ars Magna further expands in on these lore decks, and we actually get the chance to see, how they'll explore. Now, past lulls here is going to be another extra card for you to kind of work with, but also, to the people that have been picking up the lore decks, a lot of people have just been very, very happy just to get the opportunity to be able to play these decks. And honestly, I think that this is, one of those opportunities. Once again, penny stonk cards, people. If you can pick up the entirety of, say, the whole core for, Sacred Beast, if I can pick up the entire core for, this as well on top of all of that, then absolutely, I'm going to take every opportunity to do so just to be able to enjoy the game. And, these first three things, they really showcase how budget Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still here. Don't let people tell you, budget Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dead. No, it is not. You've also got to think about Genesis format as well. Cheap alternatives to Genesis format existing is actually, I personally think, a really, really good thing. You do have to think about it like that, right? As long as Genesis format exists and we see people, wanting to continue to support that because the pricing is really good, then absolutely we're going to continue to see that. So that brings us over to Griffoh. So this was kind of a funny one to see. Over the weekend, the Starlight Griffohs were just attempted to be wiped out off of the market. And I had to kind of do a double take. My friend brought this up to me. He was like, oh yeah, Robbie, for some reason, Griffohs were they were disappearing off the market for the Starlights. And I guess this kind of brings up the topic of conversation, are more people going after Rolad to try to bling out the deck? Is this just a consistency thing? Because going into tunes, Rolad does kind of get power crept a little bit, which is kind of sad to think about. I don't really like that all that much, but that's just kind of the extreme that Yu-Gi-Oh goes through some days. That we see the big power creep coming, but that doesn't stop people from wanting to bling out their decks. Also, it's a Yu-Gi strategy. If we have learned anything throughout the years, all right, Dark Magician enjoyers are going to bling the crap out of these decks. They are going to go absolutely bat crazy, and they're going to just have some of the most expensive price tags associated with them. And it happens every single time. So seeing Griffoh pushing up in price is not really anything new or crazy or something like that. It's just Yu-Gi tax meta trends at the moment. People want to bling out their existing decks. I wish I had a little bit more on this, because going after a Starlight rare in this economy is pretty intriguing to me. But I guess it does prove, Yu-Gi-Oh players have deeper wallets. They'll complain about people having deeper wallets, but it's just how it works every single time. And I got to talk about the Gold Ugly Red Eyes Black Dragon. So Eldo Nego, probably one of the worst sets printed. They were like, oh, we're going to upgrade the gold rare. This gold rare was atrocious. And people like it. Good for you. But these red eyes, these have been creeping up over time. A couple months ago, I sold out of the 15 I had at about $4.50 a piece. And now they're sitting at about $6, and they are creeping up. But this is one of the cool things about Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the odd rarity is getting rewarded, because it's not a rarity that's going to be rebroadcast. We're done with this style of gold rare. The fact that you can feel it in the sleeve is just disgustingly terrible. And obviously, the QC from that era was obvious. I cannot believe that this gold rare actually passed. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, this is, you guys want gold rare back?" Yeah. I do want gold rare back, but not like this. You could have done so much better. But yeah, there's a couple of little oddities. The Dimensional Prison has gone up. Makaba is literally one of the best-selling cards from the set. Invocations are going up. It's a lot of cards that just don't really have reprints today that are just looking like better options for the future. So, you know, I guess it's something. So please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I will see your beautiful faces back here. Learn Day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.